What's up, Tacoma owners? Today I'm going to show you how to install this 3rd gen Tacoma rear bumper on your Tacoma. This thing is awesome. It features rash guards. It's made of 316 steel. It has recovery points. This thing is awesome off-road. Today we're going to install it. First step is to take off the factory rear bumper. This bumper, I want you to take your time taking off. I cannot stress that enough. It'll be a tedious process, but take your time because if you break one of these sensors, they're expensive to replace and they're a pain in the butt to get out. I will walk you through and show you how to take this apart, and we'll get it off and get going on this install. We have the carcass of the factory bumper. What we need to do next is to pop out the sensors in the corners, undo some of the clips, pull the fascia off, and then if you have the blind spot sensors, we need to take those out, plug back in, and zip tie up on the final bumper install. Now that we've got all the sensors pulled out of the carcass, we want to make sure that we keep the sensor orientation correct. So if you pulled the sensor out of the corner, driver's side or passenger side, you want to put that sensor back in the correct location on our bumper to complete the install. You also want to remove the blind spot sensor block, and we'll zip tie that back up into the corner of the truck. Our bumper does not work with these, but you want to keep them plugged in and just shut it off on the dash, and everything will work correctly. You just won't have blind spot protection. If you don't have these, don't even worry about it. You're good to go. Just put the sensors back in the correct orientation, and you're ready to rock. We're almost there. Now we just need to get the factory harness off. We're gonna flip this around and start cutting ties. Now that we got the factory harness off, we can put it on the Artec bumper to get ready for the final install. Now that we have everything out of the factory bumper, we're going to pop the sensors into the Artec bumper and wire up the license plate lights that we provide for you. Let's get going on this. I'll show you how to get these wired up. These sensors are a nice press fit into our bumper. So if you're worried about them moving around or anything, you can add a little bit of RTV to hold them in place permanently. We're going to wire in the aftermarket license plate lights into the factory harness. We want to cut off the factory plug and wire in the lights we provide to the harness. The white with black stripe is ground, the green on the driver's side is positive, and the blue on the passenger side is positive. On the passenger side, the blue one is positive and the white with black stripe is ground. We will wire these into the aftermarket license plate lights. It's safety time, and these dope glasses are not included. But if you decided to cut off this bracket with your grinder, definitely want safety and protection. We're going to cut it off. If you decided to hammer it down, you're good too. We're going to take the two frame plates that came with your bumper and install them on the frame. You have a driver's side and a passenger side where you can get these bad boys on so we can put the bumper on. Factory trailer hitch plug snaps right into our bumper. Now that we have the frame plates on, we are ready to put the bumper on the vehicle. Grab a friend, it makes it a lot easier because this is a heavy bumper. After you and your buddy put on the bumper, use the supplied 1/2-inch hardware to bolt the bumper to the brackets. Once you align the bumper and get it straight, tighten down the bolts. The last step to hooking up the electrical is to hook up the trailer hitch plug. To do so, we need to get a little bit more slack out of the wiring harness because the plug is a little bit further out. To do so, we need to unclip some of the clips holding the wiring harness onto the frame. It's super simple. I'll show you how to do that right now. We also want to remember to plug in the black and the gray wire connectors. We got the hitch plug connected. Now we want to put in the blind spot sensors and zip tie them up into place. And then we'll lower the vehicle down and put on the final touches by putting on the skid plates and the step plate. Now we're going to put the skid plate on using the supplied 5/16 countersink hardware. Now using the 8 button head 1/4 inch bolts, we're going to put on the step plate and the license plate to finish up this install. That completes our install for the rear bumper on the Tacoma. If you have any other questions on this install, comment down below. Make sure you like and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Catch you guys out on the trails.